SmackDown was barely over 1 million.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah.
Bro, when that dips below 1 million and we're going in AEW territory, if I'm Rock, why am I clamoring to go back on a television show that 800,000 people are watching?
We've got 2 months left before John Cena is completely gone. All right. How in the world can you build a Gunther based on what we've seen from Cena? What is, with no story, no build, what does Gunther beating Cena even mean at this point?
Yeah, nothing, bro. And there's going to be no build. Chris, you and I know what there's going to be in-ring promos. Yeah. That's what there's going to be. You and I know that. They're going to cut in. They're going to cut 3 weeks of in-ring promos. That's it. That's what it's going to be. We already know that.
That's amazing. That's a mess, dude. Yeah, I mean, and the fans are gonna love every bit of it, man. So I mean, that's where we're at right now. But I mean, I think with this with John Cena, since this is riding with Russo, if John Cena and Gunther is indeed the last match, what do you think? Now, you can definitely turn into what you would do, but what do you think the WWE, how do you think the WWE would build this?
How do I think they're going to build this?
Yeah.
Just what we said.
No, I'm saying, like, give me details. People want to hear details. Like, you think
Bro,
that Gunther's going to come out? How do we get the Gunther pop? Vince?
I would love to give you details, but I can't give you any details in anything the WWE does. There's going to be no details. Cena's going to go out there saying he's looking for his last opponent. Who's going to step up? And we're going to hit Gunther's music. That's in the pop pocket. He's got that in the pop pocket. We haven't seen Gunther. We're going to get the Gunther pop. Gunther's going to want the challenge. Then after that, depending on the timing of that, we're going to get 2 or 3 more in-rings where they say the same exact thing. Bro, if they're going to put Cena over, they'll probably still put the heat on Gunther because it seems to me like they don't give a crap about Cena at this point. Listen, bro, I don't know what went down with Cena and The Rock and all that stuff. I don't know, bro, if there's a Vince McMahon Rock Cena camp and a Triple H Cody Rhodes, I don't know what the camps are. But looking at the way they've treated Cena and the way they've booked Cena, they're going to beat Cena. Bro, something went down that we don't know about. It was bad enough to totally turn The Rock off because, Chris, you know, the last time we saw him, no tweets, no mention of the WWE, nothing. That's a fact.
Yes.
And we saw the absolute worst possible scenario in booking Cena. Those two things are facts. So like I said, bro, I don't know if there's a camp. I don't know if there's camps. I don't know what's going on. But if you look at the way they've booked Cena, he's putting somebody over on the way out.
Yeah. You could tell. You could tell that he's going to put Gunther on the way out, but like I asked you, man, I just personally, I just don't see what this is going to do.
Nothing.
I mean,
it's do nothing.
I don't see it. I really don't see it, Vince. I don't see it.
Bro, they're promoting John Cena's last match. They want to do a number off of John Cena's last match. That's it. Like, that's it.
Yeah. So all of this just to use him as a pawn to try to elevate Gunther, for Gunther to eventually go 50-50 in 2026.
Absolutely. 1,000%. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Because you would think, Chris, with the amount of time we had, bro, get one guy over that's going to be on the roster.
Yes.
Get one guy over. And it's exactly what you said, Chris. The way they've booked Gunther, a win over John Cena means absolutely zero. Nothing.
Nope. and he'll probably lose at, a big time again at WrestleMania or something around there. And that win against Cena ultimately means nothing, man. How do you think that makes Cena feel, just to know that they have dropped the ball so much on Gunther by having him lose to Sami Zayn and to Jey Uso in back-to-back WrestleManias? How do they make good with Gunther by this win in their minds? What do you think their rhyme or reason is to put Gunther over?
Bro, I don't think they do. I think it's more about beating Cena. I really do, bro. Chris, I got to tell you, that's why I said the beauty of Unreal is to see things that they don't know we're seeing. Bro, when you go back and you look at the Unreal, Chris, I think it was episode 4. Rock was 100% into the Cena turn. 100%. He was into it. He was agreeing. He was rehearsing this and all that. Something happened. Something drastically happened after that happened. And bro, it just seems like, Chris, at that point, not only did Rock go AWOL, that's when the booking for Cena really went downhill. Because, Chris, you got to understand something, man. In professional wrestling, a lot of times, plan A is not going to go according to plan. Somebody's going to get hurt. Something's going to happen. A monkey wrench is going to get thrown in. Okay, that's fine, bro. It happens all the time. But that's when you got to come up with a plan B.
You have to.
There was no Cena plan B. That's the problem, bro. If Rock bailed out for whatever reason, no problem. They never had a plan B for John Cena.
When Rock did the McAfee interview right after, and he was talking about how he didn't come out because he didn't want the shine to go off of the Cena win. At that point, I said, okay, so Travis Scott's going to go out, but not you? Like, so Travis Scott's not going to get the heat off of John Cena's win, but you're not going to affect it? That reasoning to me didn't make sense. That reasoning to me just made it seem like he was trying to spin his way real quick from something that was a lot deeper in the conversations and the negotiations of their creative. It seems like there was definitely some creative dissension within, Rock versus, Triple H and company. And that interview to me just made it seem like he was just trying to get out of the situation. And he gave us that, hey, we'll see, in the final boss. And he was kind of leading us on to say, hey, it's not over with. It could be something down the line. Now we're 2 months away from the end of the year. That interview was 6 months ago. What do you think about this whole final boss thing kind of being teased to occur? Do you think that was just another bad move from The Rock and just this whole thing with the final boss stuff?
Well, bro, here's where I differ with what you just laid out. I think Rock was trying to make the best of a bad situation because he's still on the board, so he can't bury the WWE.
Sure.
So for him to say, oh, it was John's moment, I wanted John to shine, whatever. Bro, I don't believe Travis Scott was Rock's call. I believe that was Triple H and company when they lost Rock. They figure, oh my God, we got to do something to absolutely. I believe that's what happened. I don't think Rock had anything to do with that.
Wow, that's wow. But Rock and Travis Scott are friends, though, right? Wasn't Travis Scott The Rock's call to bring in to add that layer to the heel turn?
Well, it was, bro, but also keep in mind, Chris, that when Travis Scott came in, I'm sure there was a contract. And if that contract is you're going to make 2 appearances or 3 appearances, he's got to make those appearances.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And he was scheduled to even start competing and things like that. And he didn't do that either, man. Do you think that the Rock tease for the final boss is null and void at this point? It's a
Chris, you know what's a tricky thing about that is, bro, is Rock's movie did not do well at the box office. And Rock even put out a tweet, and man, as much as he's The Rock, did he sound disappointed?
Yeah.
He really, really sound disappointed. So, bro, what's hanging in the balance is his movie career right now. So I think that has a lot to do with what his future is in professional wrestling.
Well, I mean, in many ways, it was like that before. You know, I mean, he would come in like what's the black what's the superhero movie that he was in that didn't do well?
Black Adam.
Black Adam, yes. That didn't do well, you know what I mean? So that was a blow, you know, to his resume. And there was $7 has been doing their thing, but at the same time, it's like you can tell when The Rock isn't too busy for the WWE. When sales are booming, when things are good, when he's trying to get this UFL, project going, he's too busy for the WWE at that point. But when he has time and when he's kind of getting some flack and things like that, he's kind of got more time for the WWE. And that's the thing with when it comes to The Rock, man. I'm wondering, because, you know, there's a lot of times where he would get a lot of flack for just so many different things outside of the wrestling business. He would come back to the wrestling business to feel back at home. And so it's making me wonder if, although we haven't seen the rest of The Rock, we haven't seen The Rock for the rest of the year, is there a possibility next year that we could see a Rock versus Roman, in your opinion? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think anything's a possibility, bro. But what also's got to be brought into the equation is, bro, he's getting older.
Yeah.
Does Rock want to go out there if he's a former shell of himself? Like, you know what I mean? Some guys don't care because it's an unbelievable payday.
Yeah.
But I think Rock would care about that, you know? I don't know.
mean, with the Cody tag match, man, he looked fantastic. You know what I mean? So, but
how long ago was that already?
That was a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Or wait, yeah, that was a year and a half ago. I was 40. Yeah, so it was a year and a half ago. Yeah, so I mean, a year and a half ago. I mean, he's lost 60 pounds, since then. But he can gain it back. But then you have to talk about the fact that he was having health issues too, based on the conversation that he had, with the fitness guy. You know what I mean? So does the training and things like that, does that affect just his zeal to want to come back too? Because The Rock, he wants to give it his all if he comes back. And if he knows that he can't give him his all, just like you said, if he's a shell of himself, he's not going to do it. And I think that's one of the reasons why we haven't seen The Rock this year, the rest of the year either.
And listen, bro, listen, outside of these wrestling marks, Chris, I got to tell you, man, the WWE ain't a thing. Bro, Nielsen just went through this major change because they had an archaic system. Now they brought the system up to speed where now they're getting, numbers from smart TVs, from the tabletop boxes, from streaming services. And bro, that you don't make that change overnight. That was months and months and months, if not years in the makings.
Sure.
And bro, we're finding out the first 2 weeks under that new system, when you look at numbers across the board, sports, entertainment, television, movies, wrestling, the wrestling numbers have greatly decreased within the last 2 weeks. So now we're getting a real number and an accurate number. Chris, SmackDown was barely over 1 million.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah.
Bro, when that dips below 1 million and we're going in AEW territory, if I'm Rock, why am I clamoring to go back on a television show that 800,000 people are watching?
Yeah, yeah. Do you think that he has so much buy-in being a board member that he wants to save the day?
Yes, but the reality of it is, with the way the structure is now, does he think he can save the day? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he wants to, but then the reality to it is, can I? And if I can't, and I put myself back on TV, am I now the fall guy?
That's true. But because he's so high in TKO, though, man, it'll be really hard for him to be the fall guy. I mean, there's not much further you could fall from where we're at now, numbers wise. You know what I mean? So I think if anything, he will cause a surge in viewership, just like he did last year. And so I think at this point, Vince, I think what their ace in a hole is Rock Roman. I think that's going to be their ace in a hole. And I would not be surprised whatsoever if they do Rock Roman. You know, they're doing this whole Roman Reigns with the Usos thing again. They're bringing back that bloodline type of feel to it. And it definitely seems as if Rock is going to come and save the day and somehow be involved in this type of bloodline reunion or resurgence. I think that The Rock is looking at this where he's a board member of, and it's like, man, how much have we fallen to the point where we're just cashing checks and don't have pride for the product anymore? Yeah. And I think for him, man, he understands that is much more than just money. There's only a few people, man, that's like, it's the pride of the product that is priceless to me. I can get as much money as I possibly can, but the pride of the product is priceless. And I would say that The Rock is one of those people that still has that philosophy. And I think, unfortunately, main event talent that we saw within, the Attitude Era, the Triple H's, the Shawn Michaelses, they don't really look at the pride of the product anymore versus let's go ahead and do a good show for the home crowd. I mean, that's essentially what we're doing. Let's do a good show for the home crowd in the IWC, and everything else is in the bank. I mean, that's basically what their goal is. So I think we'll see Rock Roman, man. I definitely do.